So he declared, after he entered the Indian politics, he declared that we will adopt the ahimsa, we will adopt the non-violent activism. So he completely abandoned hinsa or violence. Even he went to the extent that he interpreted Gita as a book of peace. Although everyone knows who has read this book, Gita is book of violence. Arjuna says, Krishna, go ahead and fight. But Mahatma Gandhi says that it was a spiritual fight or inner fight. So although according to the Mahabharata, according to the text of Gita, it is a book of violence, but Mahatma Gandhi wanted to fortify his ahimsa scheme. He wanted to influence Indian people, so he gave an interpretation, a peaceful interpretation of Gita. He was successful. There is a interesting anecdote which illustrates what was the Gandhi's formula and how it was a successful formula. So when Mahatma Gandhi declared that we will follow the ahimsa principle towards our freedom struggle, then was a problem. Britishers felt that they're helpless. And how they felt that Mahatma Gandhi, by declaring this, after this declaration, they have no justification to adopt violence, to gun down the freedom struggle. So there is a very interesting anecdote that a British magistrate sent a telegraphic message. At that time there was only telegraph to convey the messages. Now there are telephones, but at that time there was no telephone. So this British magistrate sent a message to the secretariat, to the British secretariat. The wording of this telegram was, wire instructions how to kill a tiger non-violently. It means that when freedom struggle has adopted peace and ahimsa, then we have no justification to fire and kill them. This was the power of Mahatma Gandhi. Previously, people adopted arm as a source of power, but Mahatma Gandhi adopted demonstration, people's demonstration, as his force. This was the technique adopted by Mahatma Gandhi. He used the people's demonstration as a source of strength, as a source of power. So Britishers saw everywhere people's demonstration, everywhere people's meeting, everywhere people's slogan, without violence, without hinsa. So British rulers became bewildered. You cannot fire those people, you cannot open fire those people who are adopting peace, who are completely non-violent. So this was the strength of Mahatma Gandhi. He used public demonstration as a power. So this was Gandhian formula of peace. So although Gandhi was successful, he achieved freedom by the way of peaceful activism, but also there were some minus points, because by using this method, he destabilized the whole society. I am a witness of that society. When I was in my childhood, I saw that Indian society was an established society. But Gandhi destabilized the whole society. Those people were engaged in service, in education, in different fields. They abandoned their activities. Students abandoned their education, servants abandoned their services, and everyone came out on the street. So all the traditions were broken. There is a saying, very well saying, that it requires a lot of history to make a little tradition. So although Gandhi was successful, but the price of this success was breaking all the traditions of society. The price was to destabilize the whole society. And it is the result of this method that in post-independence era we find that India was a land of anarchy. It is not legacy of Britishers. The anarchy we see in India at present, it is not legacy of Britishers. At that time, society was stable. We were living in a stable society. But now we are living in a society where everywhere there is anarchy. So it is legacy of Mahatma Gandhi's method. Present anarchy is legacy of Mahatma Gandhi's method rather than British Empire. So Mahatma Gandhi's model have two opposite aspect. In one aspect, it was successful to oust British people, but in the other aspect, it bring about anarchy and lawlessness in Indian society. There was a politician in USA, Galbraith. Sometime he was also ambassador, US ambassador in India. He said that India is a functioning anarchy. He gave the name of functioning anarchy. It means that although India is functioning, although in India there is anarchy, but it is functioning. So he gave the title of functioning anarchy to Indian system. So this was the Gandhian model. Now I would like to say a few words about the Islamic model.